So we dealing with classes, right? Classes in Python is
Okay.
object-oriented programming. So object-oriented programming is the main thing when it comes to programming. So when you understand OOP, that's object-oriented programming, you'll be able to understand how several programming languages work. All right. So object-oriented programming is just simply using classes and objects to an inheritance to make up your entire program. I'll explain, okay, so that we can get better understanding of this. Let me um, open up a file.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Wait, sorry. Are you sharing your screen? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I can see it now.
This is a simple attempt to create a or model a dog, right? So that's a comment. in Python. Comments are just used to explain your program so that when other people come to read your program, they can understand what you're doing at different points on your program. Alright. So the first thing you do in a class, right, is to define, do an
Yeah.
initialization. Alright. So what you do here is to just
Yes,
do
sir.
an initialization, right? Underscore underscore. There's a double underscore here when you create it. These are two underscores.
Okay.
All right. So you are going to define initialize your class. So the first parameter to be passed in this initialization is the self parameter. All right. Remember when we did functions? Okay. We had different. Let me see if I still have that here. All right, you can see here we have different parameters. Right, when we're trying to define a function, we have first name, this is another parameter, middle name, we also have last name. But on this one now, we're going to
Yeah.
define the different parameters. So let's assume we are going to do for different people's dog. All right, so we'll get the name of the person's dog, right, and the age of the
Okay.
person's dog. So those are the three parameters we want to pass in this class. So we'll use a column there, right? The another thing we're going to do is that we're going to assign this name to a variable self.name. All right, self.name equals what? Name. Self.age equals what? Age. All right. So now I want to define at this point now. All right. I want to define another method. So this is actually a method here. Don't you understand how we're going to be using this method over time? So this time around, I'm going to
Okay.
I'm going to use this method to define another characteristics of the dog. Okay, what I want the dog to be able to do. So, for example, I want the dog to be able to sit down. I want the dog to be able to roll over. So, let me just define sit. All right. So I'm going to define sit. Then there's a default parameter that should be there, which is self. This is supposed to be self, right? And so this particular thing is what is going. This particular method here is going to simulate a dog sitting down. All right, and what we're going to do is we're just going to print. I'm going to use the f string. I'm going to use the f string here. All right, to simulate this. All right, then I'm going to define another method, which is going to be for the dog to be able to roll over. Okay, so this one is going to what simulate a dog rolling over. All right, so the next thing is going to be what print self.name. So this self.name here is going to carry what name, the value that the parameter that you pass inside what this value here. So now my dog can do two things. If I created a new dog, the dog can do what sit, sit. The dog can what roll over. So now how do I create a dog? So for me to create a dog, what I'm just going to do is that I'm going to go out of this indentation. take note, we're inside this indentation is within under this class. All right, so everything under this class is right here. You can see everything has gone inside. So I can see
Yeah.
everything under here is inside the same indentation. All right, so I want to go out of the indentation here. All right, so next I'm going to have to create a dog. So let's assume I'm creating my dog, and my dog's name is Willie, and my dog is what, 6. All right, the next thing I'll have to do is what, I'm going to print two things. So the first thing I'm going to print, my dog's name is what, dog.name. So you can see this Willie parameter here, this first parameter here occupies this object. So you can see that when I defined my dog, or when I was creating my dog, I was using the class dog. All right, you can see it's capital D, you can see class
Yeah.
dog, right? And it's going to print
Mm-hmm. Yep.
two particular variables, which is name, which is a string, and age, which is what, an integer.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what we have. Willie is the name, 6 is what, age. So
Age.
the next thing, I want to print how old my dog is. I can now say um, print using the f string. My dog is my dog dot age. All right, so now when I run this code, all right, let me run the code now. So you're going to see how this works. Right, so you see it printed what, my dog name is what, Willie, and I printed what, my dog is 6 years old. Goes well, right?
Yeah.
So that's actually how I can make use of these attributes that are within my class. All right, so that's exactly how some games are created. Let me say a car racing game now. You define a class for what, the cars, and they'll start giving different characteristics of those cars and say that okay, the car should have what, 4 tires, you have what, 4 doors. You define doors, number of doors, 4. Define another thing, speed, and like so and so on. So let's look at another example. What if I wanted to, remember I defined two other methods, which was what, sit and rollover. All right, so how do I call, tell my dog to what, sit? Right, let's assume it was a game. So if you press a particular button, the dog was supposed to sit down. So which means that particular button is going to what, trigger this particular method to what,
Action.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just simply what, say my dog dot sit. Let me let me add comments toward this part so that Python does not run them. All right, so I've
Okay.
added some comments now. So Python is going to skip everything here. So once I run this code now, I say my dog dot sit.
Tab
It
not
gives me what,
defined.
error. Okay. That's this. I'm not supposed to put this in a comment because my dog is. I want to close my Python extension. So if I close this
Yeah.
now, I've run the code and it says what, Willie is now sitting.
Now sitting.
All right, you can see because when I called, it was to print a statement which is going to carry what, my dog's name, self dot name,
Mm-hmm.
and add it to what, the
Mm-hmm.
comma sitting.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wanted to call the rollover, so what I'll just do is what, my dog dot what, rollover, and once I run this, you can see what, really was rolled over according to my behavior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that's
Sorry, are you recording right now?
yes, I'm recording.
Okay. Because I've not seen the other one. No.
The last recording is on that same playlist.
Okay, that's the name. Okay, okay.
I've seen
No
it.
problem.
You have seen it, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm the
Yes.
same playlist. Whenever after a class, I just compress and I put on the same playlist.
Okay, no problem. I'm with you. Right.
So next time, maybe if you don't see it, you can just let me know. Then I'll maybe send a direct link to that playlist.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So we can actually I've shown us how to create a particular instance. So this my dog now is the first instance of um the class dog, right? So I'm going to create another instance of this kind of the class dog. So let's call it your dog. Okay. Let me make this one's comment. I don't want them to run again. So this is another instance which is going to be your dog, and your dog's name is what Lucky, and your dog is what 3 years old. Alright. So since your dog is Lucky, I can now say um print your dog's name. Alright. Okay, and print do it this way. Um print your dog's name is this, and your dog's age is your dog dot age years old. Okay, so that should work. All right, so now by the time I print this, let's see what is going to happen. Let me run this. So you can see now it says what your dog is your dog's name is Lucky, and your dog is what 3 years old. So now I've created two instances of the class dog. So that's how they create different when you're playing a game now, they create different instance of those, let me say, cars. All right, they'll create Suzuki, they'll create Audi, they'll create another class, another instance of the same class car. So when they create Suzuki will come with the same features of cars. All right, they come with four tires, come with four doors. All right, so that is that. But
Yeah,
there are different now. If you have played the car racing game before, you might see that there are different types of cars or different classes of cars. You see class A, class B, class C, class S as for the super fast cars. So let's look at all those parts now. Okay, before I get there, I want to show you something extra. All right, let me use cars. I'm going to be using cars for this same example. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, so we're done with dogs. Let's use. I'm going to make everything here a comment so that Python does not process them. All right, so I'm going to create a class which is car. All right, okay, and this car is going to do what? This class car is going to be an attempt to represent a car. All right, I used this, before I was using a comment. Now I'm just using a quote so that Python does not what run this. Python is not going to run this part when you want to use a triple quote on a text. Put a text between triple quotes. Python is not going to run it. All right, and remember we're supposed to still be indented. Let me do this. All right. Ha. So this looks good. So the first thing I'm going to do is what? I'm going to define the initialization of the car, which is going to be what? I'm going to have the make of the car, the model of the car, and the year the car was produced. So under this, I'm going to do what? Let me just say I'm going to use three for this. Um, initialize the attributes of a car. So remember the same way we did. Now you notice we have different parameters here. We have make, we have model, we have year. So you can have more than three parameters, you can have more than two, right? You can have more than one. So I'm going to have here self dot make and equals to make, right? Self, this is not closed here. Okay, self dot model equals to model self dot year equals year. We have that. Then the next thing we're going to do what? We're going to define um, a method, right? We're going to define another method to get the description of the car, all right, such that when we create an instance of a car, we're going to get the description of the car. For example, now let me define that. Okay, let me use a comment here since it's faster. The describe the car. Okay, so in describing this car, we're going to I'm going to print the long name of the car, that's which is going to bring what? The year of the car, the make of the car, right? And the model of the car, right? So it's going to give us these three attributes, right? And that's I just defined an I just defined a variable there which is going to be a long name. So the next thing I'm going to do is what? Return the long name. So I can either use print or I can use return. Both of them will work. If I do return and put long name dot title, I'm formatting the name to the what? Title case. Remember we did that. So I'm going to format this string to the title case. Alright, so I have that. So let me now create the first instance of a car. So I can create my first instance by saying calling it my new car. Alright, so my new car is what? Audi A4 2019. Alright, so after creating that instance, I want to now print I want to now print um the description of my new car. So this is what? My car dot get descriptive name, which is what? This instance I defined here. Let me make space there so that it looks spacious. It looks neater rather. So this is my car's description. So let me run this code. By the time I run this code now, it's going to was print self dot here, which is this. When I run car dot get descriptive name, it's going to print this, and print this. All right, which is the year, the make, and the what model. So this is Audi A4 2019. So I'll have 2019 Audi A4 as my result. So let me run this. Okay, I have what self dot make giving me an error. Okay, okay. My indentation here was not correct. If this is giving me an issue, I'll just use this. All right, so this will work. So you can see here, it says what 2019 or the A4. All right, so that is that. I just created an instance of this of my car. So if I wanted to create another instance, you already know how to do that. You just do my new car too or my second car and do and assign it to what the class car and put what the name of the car, the model and the what year the car was invented. All right, so what if I wanted to check the speed of the car? For me to check, let me say write a program to check the speed of the car. I'm going to have to define another method, right? I have to define another method here. Let's say um define what read odometer, right? Which is going to be like the speed of my car. Okay, let me say this is going to what outline the speed of the car. Okay, so I'm going to print um the speed the car or is odometer reading. So I'm going to give another variable which is going to be what odometer reading, right? So this odometer reading I have to add it to as a default value under this class init. So I can say self dot odometer reading equals to what? Let me give a car a particular number. Let's say 100. All right. Let me use this as mph. Okay. Or kilometer per hour. All right. So now I've successfully what created a default value now, which means that every instance of car I create, okay, is going to carry a default odometer reading, all right, to be what 100. Let me use something that we can relate to. Instead of using odometer reading, let's say speed. Let me use speed, all right, so that when we are watching this video again, we will really understand. Okay, and I'll call this one car speed. Okay, so now I've just defined the method to describe the speed of my car. All right, and that speed of the car is going to print what the default speed of the cars that we're giving every car. So every car we're going to create, as long as it's under the class car, it's going to have a default speed of what 100. Now, how do I work with this? So there's for me to print out the speed of my car, I'll just say my new car dot um what is it called? What is it called? Car speed, car underscore speed. So once I run this code, okay, I'm having an S somewhere. Okay, this supposed to be what self dot speed, and it's going to be equal to what 100. Okay, so let me run this now. All right, so you can see what the car has, what, 100 kilometer per hour on it. What's happening? See if I'm having a network issue. So we printed the what speed of the car. Alright, so let's assume we're creating a game we're creating different instances of cars. So all cars will have a default speed of what, 100 kilometer per hour. And so we want for us to be able to get the speed of every car. We're going to have to describe a method for the car, or define a method for the car, the car speed rather. And that method is going to print the speed of the car using the parameter for speed, or would I call it the characteristics that was created in the initialization of the car. Alright, so you can actually create more features or um, parameters here that every class car can use. So we can actually modify that particular speed. Alright, what if we are creating cars of different classes, let's say class A, class B, class C, and we say that generally all cars that are like class class B should have a speed of 100. So we wanted to create a car of a lower class, and that car now would have a lower speed, right? So which means we are going to actually modify that default value that is there. So for us to do that, I can now say, remember we're dealing with my new car here. I can say my new car dot, let's say let me say speed, right? And I'm going to equate it. There's no need for the bracket to the current value, which is, let me say 80. So when next I now run this code, alright, you see now that the car has a small speed of the car now has a small speed of what, 80.